So let's talk about debt because ignoring it isn't going to help it to disappear. So if you're constantly paying your bills down and you're not hitting that $0 mark, today's video is for you. I'm going to show you how to control your debt starting today. I have 10 great tips and tricks that are smart, low key, yet powerful when it comes to your debt management. So stay tuned until the end. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content from Day Divine Financial Services. For tips and tricks, number one, we have pay before your statement date, not just on your due date. Most people may not actually realize this, but your balance gets reported before your due date. So paying before your statement closes, not only does it lower your reported utilization, it also boosts your credit scores faster and it reduces the interest rates on your debts. Tips and tricks number two, keeping your cards open. And we want to use this step very strategically. You don't want to just go closing your old credit accounts right away. You actually want to keep them so that you can have a strong credit history. And this in turns will also help to keep your utilization low later on. But this only works if you're not reckless with your credit cards from henceforth. Tips and tricks number three, round up your payments. This is actually a really good one. So if your credit bill or your debt bill is due for $362, let's say, go ahead and round your payment up to a full $400. This may feel like a very small difference, but later on it will make such a bigger difference, and also it'll create less stress on you when it comes to making your payments. Tips and trick number four, don't forget the leftover money rule. This is a really good way to allow yourself to build that momentum when it comes to paying off your debt. Whether it's $20, $50, $100, however much you have left by the end of the week, that money goes straight towards paying off your debt even further. Tricks number five, align your payments along with your pay dates. Scheduling your payments to take place once income hits actually prevents overspending and it builds discipline automatically. Tips and tricks number six, don't be afraid to switch your focus when you get a little burnt out, especially if you're tackling your debt through the avalanche effect, which is taking the biggest amounts of debt and then going down into the smallest debt. Don't be afraid to switch it to the snowball effect, where you take the smallest amount of debt and then hit what's higher up later on. All right. Tips and tricks number seven is a game changer. We're going to talk about windfalls of money and using those wisely. That could be tax returns, inheritance, bonuses, gifts. Using those very wisely to help us pay off our debt is going to be major key. Specifically, if we want to get statistic, we could say 70 to 90% being towards our debt, while the other 10 to 30% we enjoy. It just all depends on how quickly you want to pay your debt off and get towards financial freedom. Tips and tricks number eight, we want to not fall for the minimum payment trap. All right, just because it is stated that that is your minimum payment, that doesn't mean that it's the best payment. Usually the minimum payment is the most interest. So you always want to add your minimum plus extra. Tips and tricks number nine is very eye-opening. We're going to track our interest paid. Why? Because not only does it give us awareness on the interest of each one of our debts, that's extra money that you're paying on top of a debt, just so you know. But it also creates urgency to really keep you locked in so that you don't interest on top of your interest. Tips and tricks number 10. This is our final tips and trick, but it is a big one, and this is to remove emotional pressure. It's very important not to create guilt if progress were to slow down, because during that time is when you have to be able to learn how to adjust and continue. Why? Because consistency is what matters more than perfection. And that is 10 genuine ways of how you control your debt and not let your debt control you. So follow me for more real financial guidance. And if you're ready to get serious about your money, well, you know where to find me. Peace.